It was amid much news that Agnello Dias and Santosh Padhi floated their own independent agency, Taproot India. It was even bigger news when this unassuming agency became the Indian advertising industry's poster child for independence with path-breaking work, a bouquet of enviable awards and a formidable reputation. Airtel's Har Friend Zaruri Hai, that was the nation's unofficial youth anthem. Mumbai Mirror's I Am Mumbai, that made history with a gold at the Cannes Lions 2012. And Pepsi's Changed the Game. Taproot etched its name on both the global and local advertising map. Now, however, the celebrated independent agency has finally caved in. In a surprise move, Dentsu India has acquired 51% majority stake in Taproot. Why Dentsu? Why now? And what does the future hold for this creative hotbed going forward? I caught up with the men in the spotlight, Agnello Dias and Santosh Padhi, to find out. Thank you so much for joining us, Aggie and Paddy. And first, many congratulations. You're really rich men today.
Thank you.
So, we know you've been in talks with the who's who of the international advertising world. What was it that Dentsu brought to the table that was so irresistible that you couldn't say no?
I think Dentsu has a pretty solid base in terms of the scale of the operations in India and worldwide. We are a single city agency. Ramping up that kind of scale across India would have taken up a lot of time and energy, and possibly most of it for us would have been non-creative work. So that was definitely a plus with any big agency. The other thing that is a positive is Dentsu's digital capability worldwide, which we believe will be a big asset in the years to come.
Right. Paddy, we just heard Aggie reply why Dentsu, but somehow that it's not compelling enough an answer to say that that was the reason you married Dentsu. Was it the valuation? Let's just cut to the chase.
No, I think we are creative people. Money doesn't matter to us. After a point, there is something more satisfying that we always look out for, which is the freedom of creativity and freedom of satisfaction that comes from creativity. So, as Aggie said, this is definitely few things. Apart from that, I think the kind of clienteles they have globally, they have solid relation with those clients. They're like elder, younger brother kind sort of a relation which they have, be it any client, be it any Dentsu client globally which they handle. So I think these days that relation is very important, because when you have those kind of relation on a longer run, you'll able to produce better work.
Aggie, you talked about scaling up. If it was the fact that you were looking to expand and scale up, you could have also got investment through, let's say, a venture capitalist, a PE fund. I mean, those were options as well.
Well, if you would have done it with a venture capitalist, you would have said, why not an agency? So, I'm glad you said it doesn't make for a very compelling reason, because for the last 3 years, most of what I've done didn't have a very compelling reason, including starting Taproot or joining JWT from Leo Burnett. But we need, when we partner with someone, we need somebody who understands our business, who works on the business themselves as well, because when we talk across the table about things we do, it just, the conversation happens a lot faster than somebody who's not in the business. Say a P, you'll have to explain how advertising works, which is completely different from how advertising in India works, and stuff like that. But over and above all this, yes, there is a human comfort factor with the people we sat across the table at Dentsu and spoke, which is not something that can be rationalized or, I can't have an objective answer for that. You just feel more comfortable about certain interactions, and this felt right to do at this time.
The fact that they have bought controlling stake is really they've invested in the talent of both of you put together, because that's what Taproot offers. So what is the clause in which, I'm sure there is a clause which talks about the fact that both of you have to serve in your current positions for a stipulated period of time. Yes. Only then it makes sense. What is that time frame?
There will be a review from time to time about whether we want to move forward in terms of further sale or not. Right. But it's not really a radically fast or hard time frame.
What is the decision on when, Dentsu, if and well willing, would acquire Taproot fully?
There may be stipulations for it in the contract, which can be exercised or not be exercised. It's just that we are not allowed to speak about it.
So okay, so there are terms and conditions wherein they can go in for a complete buyout at a certain point in time. Like there are terms and conditions about your minimum requirement to stay in the company.
Yes.
You know, when you started Taproot, did you have a vision?
No.
I knew you would say that, Aggie. I just knew it.
No time to have a vision. By the time we started, I had written so many vision statements for so many companies that anything I thought of sounded like something I've written before.
You know, the last 1 year has seen a spate of independents come up. You know, some with credentials, some without credentials, but everybody thinks that that's the way to go. Do you think that this kind of confidence in the advertising industry has come from the fact that clients are now more willing to go with an independent rather than an established, large, bureaucratic setup?
A client usually looks for a different point of view on his brand. And the simple key to understanding that is a client's agency is only as large as the team that's working on his brand. Very rarely does the rest of the agency really come to bear on what a client gets. It's the 4 people or the 5 people who are working on his brand at his agency. And when they look outside, whether to independent or even to another big agency, I think they're just looking for an alternative point of view. It's almost like seeking a second opinion from a doctor.
Thank you very much, both of you. Truly a pleasure to have you on the show, and many, many congratulations and all the very best for this very interesting partnership that we're going to see in the future.